is to expose. That's the culture. Expose. That's the norm. The norm, what's normal, is to expose. Many times they use that as an entrapment. But you ain't never get no man. You dress like that. You know? And so a lot of people think that way. You all covered up. So you better get with the program, girl. And so that's a lot of pressure on some females. But again, we describe some of the pressures that's on the male. So that's what we're talking about today. You know, relief that some males have, go to a strip club. So when do y'all have fun? And you know, we struggle and still struggling on social events. Because we ain't been used to no social under moral intelligence. The social that the culture is, it deals with sex, it deals with alcohol, it deals with drugs, it deals with deception. It's your thing, do what you want to do. So you see what attracts people is basically immorality. That's the social connection in the culture, is immorality. So I remember early in the 70s when we were trying to make a transformation, we had a hard time having a social in the Islamic community. They didn't know what to do. And now we just begin to hear a little music and dancing, and some people are appalled at the dancing. You know? And it has to be not vulgar. But a lot of eyes are on. I mean, that's something new. That we have to develop a social outlet under the umbrella of moral intelligence. We still haven't got developed to that level. Because the culture is also overwhelming with alcohol and drugs and sex. What sells in the movies? Alcohol, drugs, violence, sex. Joanna Kunjufu had a hard time up against the wall. I think that was the only movie he attempted to produce. Because it didn't have drugs, violence, and sex. And it didn't last a week at the box office. So what sells is sex, drugs, alcohol, profanity. Those are the things that sell. Again, that's the corrupt culture that outweighs moral intelligence. So that's what we're up against. At the same time, Jesus saves. So you can have, let's say, well, that ain't what I'm trying to think if that's it. You can have the whole world just give me Jesus. That cripples us economically. That cripples us economically. That cripples us economically. You can have the whole world just give me Jesus. And so that's what a lot of people, they in that little box confined with Jesus as they perceive Jesus. And we are a $700 billion market for other people. Just that sound bite. 3 words. Or what is it? You can have the whole world a little bit longer than that. Sound bite generally about 3 or 4, 5 words. You can have the whole world just give me Jesus, whatever that amounts to. Just that limitation of that mindset, it cripples, or even if people, there'll be a $700 billion market for other people. You can just have the whole world. Just give me Jesus. That is slavery. That has enslaved us generation after generation after generation. And you try to tell that to the Christian audience, they don't want to hear. You're atheist. You're antichrist. Get out of here, you heathen! Get away from me! You Muslim, Mohammed people, y'all can take that stuff and get away from us. And then they discriminate against each other. You know? It's terrible. Religious discrimination. I'm trying to talk about racial discrimination. Religious discrimination is just as bad, if not worse. Out of total ignorance. And we can't get the first base because of mismanaged emotions. You know, no maturity emotionally amongst the academic learned people. Emotionally immature through self-hatred. You know, just the impact of self-hatred is critical. The impact of self-hatred. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. That was a powerful antidote. It healed people to feel love for self. That came in the first. We're not talking about a lot of stuff in the first was not good. It was good. Because it helped us come out of that ignorance. But at the same time, the man was trying to get us out of the things that he knew was holding us down. In the first. And some people have not made the healthy transition. A lot of people didn't make it. They couldn't change in a healthy way. Including Minister Farrakhan. And so his leadership has caused a lot of people to still fall within the comfort of the first. And so that's where we are. We're still on the plantation in 2012. Still on the plantation. And it's a powerful word for saying, what do you do with people you no longer need? You know, that's one of the titles of one of my chapters in the book. What do you do with people whom you no longer need? Why were we brought here? What was the purpose for us being brought here? And we have been unemployed starting in when unemployment came to our community was supposedly in 1865. That's when we began to be unemployed. Where it began to increase. The unemployment is when we supposedly were free. That's when the unemployment began. Before then, we were employed to work for somebody else. And mentally, we still working for other people. In 2012. Now we're going to talk about I'm educated. Don't get me saying words. You know? We're not educated. Because you wouldn't say, we're miseducated. He had to entitle the book. Negroes. And I'm not talking about nobody in here. Alright? Because we ain't the Negro. But we here. But that's what he was saying to the Negro. Miseducated. Niggas. And I shouldn't say that. But you know, that's a popular word in a negative way. It promotes negativity. So I have to scratch that. But we're hung up on negativity. Our diet is negative, then the outcome is negative. You eat negative, you expect negativity. It's unhealthy, the diet is unhealthy, what you expect. sick people.